This is the stepped tone generator that I built this weekend. I wanted to create something kind of simple as my first foray back into electronics after, about 5 years. It's been a while. So it's a pretty simple circuit. Aren't that many components. As you can see up here, there's 2 potentiometers with huge knobs. I couldn't tell how large the knobs were online, so I happened to buy really big ones. But basically potentiometers, these 2 circular things, are basically variable resistors. In the center here I have a single IC. It's a 556 IC, which is a timer circuit. It actually contains 2 555 timers within this one IC, so I don't have to buy 2. It's a 14-pin IC. I have 2 resistors here. It's hard to see, but there's one right in there. And then I added another one, sort of as volume control right here. I could have used another potentiometer so you could have variable volume, but I just added a little resistor here so that I didn't blow out my speakers. Have a couple capacitors. I got 3 of them. Those 2 little blue ceramic ones, and then the blue cylindrical one. And that's it. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 8 components. I'm going to take a look at the back, at the scary soldering job that I have back here. As you can see, it's not that pretty for a couple reasons. The soldering tip I used was much too large for this small work, so before I tackle another project, I need to get another soldering tip. And on top of that, you can see the scorch marks there, and that little bit of extra solder there. That is because I accidentally put some components in the wrong spots and hooked them up incorrectly, and I had to pull them off, and it's kind of ugly. At any rate, I'll demonstrate how this thing works. In 1 second. The basic premise of how this works is the 556 timer, which has 2 555 timers, creates 2 oscillating signals. The first one creates, it creates an oscillating signal, which is the frequency of the output that is going to go to the speaker. And then the second wave, which is created through the second 555 timer, divides the first wave by that pulsing oscillation. So it kind of creates an interesting sound effect which can be controlled by these 2 knobs. These each control the oscillating signals that are created by the 555 timers. So let's try this thing out. Now, this is powered by a 9-volt battery, so we're going to hook that up first. And the original circuit was designed to power an 8-ohm speaker, which would be very loud. It would fill this room with noise. And the reason I added this little resistor guy right here is to dampen that sound so that I could use it with headphones and not blow out the speakers. So plug in my phones. It's very quiet, but I'll place the phones right up close to the camcorder. And this first knob controls frequency, and this second one controls basically spaces between those frequencies. And that's basically it. Like I said, it's a pretty simple circuit, but it's very interesting because a lot of more complex analog synthesizers use a similar setup. They basically create oscillating waves which are sent to speakers, because that's how a speaker functions. It oscillates the cone of the speaker to generate differentials in the air, and it sends basically waves through air, and our ears pick up that change in pressure in gases. So if we can represent that as an electronic signal through oscillating voltages, any number of things are possible. So this simple little IC right here produced something pretty amazing.